Hey everybody, how you doing? This is Harold S. Reed Jr., as you know, also known as HRJR, your motivational coach. If you don't know what motive action means, motive plus action equals results, and results equals success. I know it's just a little bit after 12 noon, but welcome to this week's Monday morning motive action. I had a lot going on this morning, so couldn't get to the right here, right quick at the time. But I'm here now. So I want to talk to you about 2019. Not so much what we've gone through thus far, but where we're going with what's left. That's why I entitled this this episode, if you will, Are You Ready for the End of 2019? You see, this is the final quarter. This is the beginning of the end of the year. And I always ask this question around this time of year, and that question being, not so much are you ready for the end of the year, but what have you accomplished thus far? Now, again, I said we're not going back into what we've done this year, but I want you to be able to use whatever you've learned and whatever you've done as reference. Because whatever it is, and whatever it is that you've done thus far has gotten you to where you are today. So I want you to really reflect on what you've done this year, what you've accomplished this year, what have you yet to accomplish this year. Do you have time to accomplish these things before the end of the year? And most importantly, yet sadly, what if you didn't accomplish anything? And if the case is that you didn't accomplish anything, I have to ask, did you set your goals? If you set your goals, did you set your goals properly? If you set your goals properly, did you follow through on your goals? Or did you give up when the road got rough? Or did you kind of get distracted doing something else? Have you procrastinated throughout the year? I can assure you that if you say you have not procrastinated throughout the year, not once, you're either super dedicated or you're lying. Okay? So, as we get ready for the end of the year, this is what I want you to do, all right? I want you to take stock of yourself. I talk about this several times throughout the year, but because, well, not so much but because that this is something you should always be doing. But at this point, as we're in the final quarter of the year, take stock of what you've done with the 75% of the year that's already passed. All right? What are your highs? What are your lows? I always say that we can't build our character when we're on a high. We can't build our characters don't get built in the times of victory. The reason why your character doesn't get built during the time of victory is because you're too busy celebrating. Hell, we put in the work, we reached the point that we were happy with, and we're celebrating. We're having fun with it as we're supposed to. But where your character gets built when things don't go right. Your character gets built when you have to go back and review and see where things didn't go right so that you can make sure that they do go right the next time around. That's where your character gets built. This is where you learn how to make the corrections you need to be stronger moving forward, and even better, be able to help someone else who's coming up behind you or maybe walking along beside you a couple steps behind. All right? So look at where you are. And, you know, one of the things that really gets on my nerves is people are already starting to talk about Christmas. We haven't even had Halloween yet, right? And so the end of the year is here. But let's not get caught up in the Christmas commercialism, all that other stuff. We got politics jumping off. Let's not get caught up in that, all right? Because the businesses and corporations are going to take care of themselves. The politicians are going to talk like they're taking care of you, but they're really taking care of themselves. Let's talk about you taking care of yourself, all right? What are you doing to take care of yourself? Where are you with your goals? Have you wrote out steps 1 through 10, but have only reached 3 or 4? And if so, that's okay. I want you to understand that it's okay to not be where you want to be right now. As long as you're working towards getting there, that's the important part. You can get distracted. You can get discouraged by the fact that your progress might not be moving as fast as you want it to. But the fact of the matter is, as long as you're moving, you're going to be okay. So as we prepare for the end of the year, again, take stock of what you've done. Take stock of what you haven't done but should have done, and then get started working on what it is that you should have been working on already. Don't beat yourself up about it. That's okay. Don't beat yourself up about it. Just forgive yourself for where you fell off and pick yourself back up and start moving on. All right? 2020 is going to be one hell of a year. I don't know what you've got planned for 2020. I know we got a presidential election in 2020. I don't care about none of that stuff. Well, I care about it, but I'm not going to talk about that. Let me tell you what happens for me in 2020. In 2020, I turned 50, right? Now, I know I said that there are things that we should have done or wanted to do but haven't quite done yet. I had a list of goals that I wanted to reach by my 50th birthday. And I'm going to tell you, honest to God truth, I'm not going to say I haven't reached any of them. I reached, I think, one of them, all right? And that was to earn my black belt, which I've done. Not even did I just earn my black belt, but I earned my black belt and my first degree in Shotokan, and now I'm working on getting my black belt in Taekwondo. So I'm working on that, all right? But I have some other things that I wanted to work on, and I'm diving deeper into getting those things accomplished, all right? So one of the things I'm proud to announce is my podcast, The Ice Talks, is now on iHeartRadio. So if you listen to iHeartRadio when you're driving around and whatnot, go look up podcasts on your app and type in The Ice Talks. THEICETALKS. The Ice Talks. ICE being an acronym for Implement Change Every Day. All right. So what's going to happen with that is, being that now it's on the format, the platform that I really wanted to be on to get it out there, you are going to, the same way we get these Monday morning MotivACTION videos, you're going to get new episodes on the podcast every Monday. Now, I might sprinkle some episodes out during the course of the week, so you might get 2-3 episodes during the course of a week, but there will always be a new episode on Monday, provided no tragic emergency or anything that I can't get out of the way. But I want you guys to know that the most important thing you can do is keep doing whatever it is that you're doing, as long as what you're doing is not nothing. Notice I said not nothing. Double negative is a positive. So if you are currently doing nothing, don't do that. Do something. Pick yourself up, get up on your feet, go out there in the world and stake your claim. All right? There's going to be a lot more stuff coming in the near future. I want you to take stock of what you've done thus far with this year. And you know what? Now's the time. The last quarter of this year, now's the time to not only work on closing out what you've had planned or set as far as goals for 2019. Right now, September, start mapping out your plans for 2020. 2020 for me, I turned 50. I'm wilding. No, I have a few things I want to get done, and I'm just going to start putting in work. So you might see less of me on Facebook unless I'm cracking jokes or what have you, but you're going to definitely see the work that I'm putting in. And I recommend that you start making your plans right now for the work you plan to do in 2020. This is Harold S. Reed Jr., also known as HRJR, your motivational coach. I'll be talking to you real soon. You guys take care of yourselves. Again, follow my podcast, The Ice Talks, on iHeartRadio. Just look it up in your search box under the podcast link. All right? You guys take care of yourselves. I'll be talking to you soon. Peace.